Hey folks, welcome back here to my channel. Been a while, so sorry about that. Summer was on the way, vacation, work of course, and some technical problems as well. But now I'm back here with my 22nd proper tasting video. And today I have here on my table a Glentauchers, certainly a name you don't see or hear every day. It's one of the workhorses for Pernod Ricard. Founded in 1898, same year as Benria, by the way, and has an annual output of roughly 2 million liters of pure alcohol. And majority, I guess, goes into blends, as I hardly see them abundantly for independent bottlings and official bottlings. Actually, not sure. No, I don't think so. Glentauchers. I know that Gordon MacPhail has a series of distillery labels, and they are semi-official, I guess, but other than that, not so much. Regardless, they are interesting. This one in particular, distilled 2008, bottled 2019, with matured in a first fill sherry butt, first fill Oloroso sherry butt with. And came out with 57.2% alcohol by volume, and it was bottled by the Whisky Cask, German independent bottler. Quite fond of, usually very interesting bottlings, affordable prices, and also lots of rums if you're into that. And if you want to see another bottling from the Whisky Cask, check out my the Peat Bog whiskey. It's from the same bottler. So price wise, 75 euros. So quite ambitious for a 10-year-old Glentauchers. But then after all, it's first fill Oloroso sherry, cask strength. All the check boxes are there. All the checked boxes. So no coloring, no chill filtration, cask strength, single cask. An age statement. So, what I'll do now, I'll nose it, taste it, give it a mark, and then leave me a like or a comment whether you had a Glentauchers before, and what were your experiences. So, let's see on the nose. Not really as dark as some other first fill sherry matured whiskies, so no. Instead of telling you what I can't find, I should tell you what I find. So lots of oranges, ripe juicy oranges, orange jam, caramelized sugar, and also abundance of raisins, dried plums, so also called prunes, I guess, dates, if you want to find them, they are here as well. And rather sweet for an Oloroso cask. So I had to check the label 2 or 3 times to make sure this is not a PX, as it reminds me a lot of it. There's also in the background some nuttiness, aniseed perhaps, clove, all in all rather Christmassy, and the nose reminds me in that regard quite a bit of some of the Glentauchers cask strength edition. So cask strength volume 1 perhaps not. The volume 1 is great. I had it myself, it's long gone, rather expensive nowadays, but quite spectacular, particularly at that price back then. Batch 23456. Yeah, this is pretty close. So the nose reminds me a lot of it. The cask strength editions from Glentauchers were mixed batches, Oloroso and PX, and this is as the label says, only Oloroso. So there are certainly components from Glentauchers Single Cask here in this bottling to be found. Yeah, this mixture of nuttiness, oranges and raisins, as well as not too dark of an oak influence, so not too spicy or damp earth on the nose. It's really similar sensation than those cask strength editions. So on the palate then. So at first, even at this strength, so over 57%, it rolls over your tongue and you wait for something to happen. It takes 1 second, 1.5 seconds, and then it opens up. Your mouth is coated with sweetness, lots of orangey or caramelized oranges, a little bit vanilla perhaps, but lots of nuts, yeah, quite nutty. No bitterness. The oak is pretty subdued, so it's really not over-aged, not over-oaked for a first fill cask, 10 years. Probably the perfect time to bottle this. If this was in the cask for another couple of years, then this might have been much more on the oakier side. And this is really a dessert of a whiskey, so rather sweet. And you could, if you have some chocolate on the side or some pralines or something like that, would go perfectly well with this. Yeah, on the nose as well, very sweet, confectionery. Like old brandy, like this in Germany here we have the little brandy beans. They're like chocolate coated, or there's alcohol in a sugary crust and then coated with chocolate. And yeah, these brandy beans, I like them quite a bit, and this reminds me of them on the nose as well as on the palate. So very confectionery, rather sweet. Not at all spicy and dry like some Oloroso casks can be. I'll try it with some water. I know it can swim, so yeah, the sweetness is subdued now. It recedes quite a bit with water. And what you are left with is nuttiness, oak. All the oak that's there from the cask is now more pronounced with some water. The oranges recede as well, but you still have nuts, walnuts, ground walnuts, hazelnuts perhaps. Yeah, now the oranges are back as well. Some grapey sourness. Quite nice. Yeah, with water, it's a little different. Let's see if it changes on the palate. Same confectionery sensation, but as well as before, it takes a while before it all goes off in your mouth. Even diluted down to a little over 40%, I reckon. This is still very smooth arrival. I hate to use that word, but it really is. At first you don't really sense that this is whiskey. It's some sort of aromatized fluid. You sense there's sweetness, there's some sort of spiciness, fruitiness, nuttiness, but no alcohol. And then after 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds, it goes off, coats your mouth again with fruitiness and sweetness. Some tannins, all the tannins that can be here are here now, but still no espresso bitterness, no dark chocolate. And you can find chocolate and cocoa, and this is rather mild, yeah, milk chocolate. Finish medium long, and all in all, a very pleasant whiskey. It's not something that blows you away with complexity, but it's just so easy and pleasantly to drink. Very confectionery, as I said, Christmas style whiskey, and quite similar to that to those Glentauchers cask strength editions, in that regard, competitor to those bottlings. So with 75 euros, it's not on the cheap side, not at all, but pretty much the same price as Glentauchers cask strength nowadays, at least. So yeah, what would I rate this? A solid 89 out of 100. For 90, it would need a little more extra oomph, or something that stands out. In this regard, it's just a very pleasant whiskey, and no rough edges, no nothing that would say, oh, this is odd. No, nothing. Yeah, just good, well-made whiskey in a decent cask, bottled, with good strength. Price-wise, little, for my taste, a little on the expensive side, but still, well worth checking out. So once again, let me know what you had from Glentauchers before, and I hope you have a great week. So see you.